There's been an increase in Black stories, but this show changes everything. There's an issue this show solves that I haven't heard discussed much, but it's an important one. But first, let's lead with some context on the current state of Black representation. Most new films have been pretty good, with less tokenism and stereotypes with each newly announced show. Studios have mostly stopped trying to hit a minority quota and now focus on writing genuinely good characters that happen to be Black. But people don't often talk about the animation industry in these discussions, so let's see what's happening there. Some problems from live media do follow into animation, but there's been a lot of well-received films with Black leads and stories in recent years. Firstly is the amazing movie Encanto. From what I've read from some Colombians, they found the movie fair to good in terms of accuracy. It was cute seeing people post pictures of how the characters look just like them. Spider-Verse has a Black lead and he's the coolest guy ever. Everyone loved that movie because it was just that good. There were nods of culture there as well, and I liked the bits of slipping into Spanish. It reminded me of my own family. Wish sucked, but choosing a Black lead for the 100th anniversary film is pretty impressive, so I'll give them that. There is a common theme, or rather an uncommon theme, in these stories though. There aren't many stories about Black Africans specifically. Every time I hear about new Black representation, I get excited of course, but also a little bit frustrated at another missed opportunity. But this is where Iwaju comes in. Iwaju is a story about a girl named Tola living on a wealthy island who wishes to go beyond it and visit the city where her tech father grew up, unaware of its dangers. Without spoiling too much, the story focuses on class struggles, mostly depicted when watching her life contrasted against Kole, her best friend / gardener. This series isn't as light as it seems on first glance. There's an overarching mystery involving missing kids in a mysterious organization. This story especially hits when you see how innocent Tola is. Like, she just wants to spend time with her dad, who's never there, but he actually cares well about her because he gives her a prototype for this lizard that's also a security guard, and Kole is trying to be nice, but Tola doesn't understand how hard it is for mainlanders. There's a lot. It stands out from other recent films with its action, mystery, and feature of a trending aesthetic, Afrofuturism, which Wikipedia defines as a cultural aesthetic, philosophy of science, and history that explores the intersection of the African diaspora culture with science and technology. This show is so lively with its amazing music and animation, and the story just hooks you from the beginning. I watched it for a class and I didn't expect much, but me and others in the class genuinely enjoyed the story and were excited to go in each day to watch the next episode. The social commentary is worth discussing, as you see the struggles of both sides and how none of them win from this divide. Each character and their motivations are complex and they're all flawed in ways that actually matter and greatly impact the story, unlike the usual Disney flaws of being too awkward or something. Unfortunately, there hasn't been much talk about it in the online spaces, which surprises me, but also not really. It's a limited series exclusive to Disney+, so it's not gonna get much marketing and noise made about it. It sucks, cause people are really missing out. People complain about remakes and never-ending sequels, but they don't prop up stories that break out the mold like this one. Disney and other studios don't create much hype around stories like these, as you can see with the poor advertising of Strange World, so we kinda have to manually keep up with these releases ourselves. Ultimately, watching and supporting this show and similar means more films like it will be made. A big shout out to the creators of the story and the company Kugali Media for collaborating with Disney to make this possible. They really reached their goal of telling creative stories and being authentic to their culture and experiences. In this article, they talk about keeping certain details in, like speaking in pidgin dialect, and those details do a lot in terms of world building and nods to culture. Even though I'm not Nigerian, I definitely related to some of those moments as an African. In conclusion, Support African stories, support African creators, and watch the show. Hey, wanna know another African creator who would genuinely appreciate your support right now? Me. I'm gonna be making a lot of art and commentary videos about quite niche but still interesting subjects on here, and you're not gonna wanna miss out. I also have a TikTok and Instagram where I post art pretty frequently. Okay, please subscribe. Bye.